Hey guys, how's it going? It's Anton Jackson. We just finished watching Season 3 of Better Call Saul, and it's going to be a little ways before we see Season 4. But in the meantime, I thought it'd be pretty cool to break down the 3 biggest mysteries leading into Season 4 of Better Call Saul. I'm really excited to talk about this. Let's do this. So the main plot that intrigues me leading into Season 4 of Better Call Saul involves the undeveloped relationship between Jimmy and Nacho. In the very first episode of Breaking Bad, when we are introduced to Saul Goodman, formerly known as Jimmy McGill, he is kidnapped by Walt and Jesse. Saul gets caught up coincidentally in a scheme involving Badger getting arrested by the Albuquerque Police Department when Walt and Jesse start their own crew to sell blue meth in Albuquerque. When the mask is pulled off Saul's head in this scene, and he sees the hole in the ground meant to signify his grave, he immediately begins to panic like a nervous individual who believes he is about to die. The dialogue in this scene is extremely telling and could be an intense scene of epic foreshadowing in Season 4 of Better Call Saul, in my opinion. After Saul sees this hole in the ground, what he blurts out of his mouth is almost instantaneous. What he says is, "Oh no, it wasn't me, it was Ignacio, he is the one. Siempre soy amigo del cartel." And this translates to, "I am always a friend of the cartel." And when Walt and Jesse hear this, they seem perplexed by this dialogue, and they don't seem to know what Saul is talking about. And after this, Saul proceeds to say, "Lalo, no Lalo, didn't send you." And Walt and Jesse then responds, "Who?" And Saul then responds by saying, "Oh God, oh Christ, thank God." So this dialogue is very telling in my opinion. In my opinion, I feel in the coming season of Better Call Saul, Jimmy will get caught up in Nacho's scheme that led to the incapacitation of Hector indirectly. I don't think he'll be directly involved, but I feel Nacho may come in contact with Jimmy to help him aid and abet Nacho's plan. Originally, Nacho may not reveal the full nature of his plan and the full scale of what Nacho has enacted, and I think Jimmy may be ignorant to what is fully going on involving the cartel. So in the scene when Saul thinks he's about to receive reprisals against his actions for what he has indirectly enacted against the cartel, in his last dying breaths he pleads for his life by stating that Nacho was fully to blame for whatever Saul got himself caught up in. Additionally, Saul, formerly known as Jimmy, mentions a character named Lalo, and a character named Lalo has yet to be introduced into the Better Call Saul universe. So I definitely think we could see a character named Lalo emerge in Season 4 of Better Call Saul. In my opinion, this dialogue is a sort of Chekhov's gun element in the Better Call Saul storyline. In my opinion, the writers cannot introduce this dialogue and then create a character named Nacho in Better Call Saul and not have this plan and this scene come into fruition. As the saying goes, if there's a gun hanging on the wall in the opening scene, it must go off by the plot's end. After the plot of Jimmy and Nacho potentially coming to fruition in Season 4 of Better Call Saul, the next most intriguing thing in my opinion is what happens to Kim moving forward in the next season of Better Call Saul. As we remember, Kim is nowhere to be found in the Breaking Bad universe, and she is not mentioned once by Saul Goodman. And by the end of Season 3, Kim is really the only family member that Jimmy has left in this world. At this point in time, I think it's safe to assume that Chuck is dead. I think the ending scene of Season 3 is not meant to be that ambiguous after some reflection, and I think the ending scene is truly meant to imply the end of Chuck as a character in Better Call Saul. In my opinion, I think that it would be in the best interest of the show to have Chuck to have perished at the end of Season 3. I think if Chuck were alive and well in Breaking Bad, he would not be too thrilled with some of the antics of Saul Goodman, including those infamous commercials we see in Season 2 of Breaking Bad. As we all know, Chuck is really one to hold the law in the highest regards. And so, as a result of the death of Chuck, I think the real question is what becomes of the relationship between Kim and Jimmy. I really think this is the most open-ended plotline in the entire show that could take a multitude of directions. I could speculate on the conclusion of their relationship, but that's all I'd really be doing. Could Kim die at the end of Better Call Saul? I think that's a definite possibility.
Could there be some sort of dramatic ending to their relationship as well, such as a falling out? I think that's a real possibility as well. So I'm really intrigued to see what direction the writers take in Season 4 of Better Call Saul regarding Kim and Jimmy. So the final thing that intrigues me about Season 4 of Better Call Saul is whether or not the writers will decide to explore and delve into the backstory of Gustavo Fring. It was really great to see Gus Fring reemerge in Season 3 of Better Call Saul, and Gus is a really mysterious and enigmatic character in Better Call Saul and in Breaking Bad. And some of the dialogue involving Gus in Breaking Bad has some real potential, in my opinion, to be brought back into the light in a Better Call Saul and to be expanded upon. The main dialogue which intrigues me from Breaking Bad is a dialogue from the Hermanos episode in Breaking Bad in Season 4. This is the episode where Gus Fring is brought into the DEA for questioning involving the murder of Gale Bedecker. After Gus's testimony, which all the DEA agents fully believe, with the exception of Hank Schrader, Hank then proceeds to ask Gus if Gustavo Fring is in fact his real name. And Gus acts quite perplexed by this statement, and Hank then further pursues this line of questioning. Hank states to Gus that records indicated that Gus immigrated from Mexico in 1968, and a couple of years later he was granted entry visa in the United States, but there's no record of Gustavo Fring ever having existed in Chile. Gus responds to this by stating that General Pinochet, the dictator at the time in Chile, was guilty of many sins. First and foremost were his human rights abuses, but the government was also notoriously unreliable at its keeping records, and he reassures Hank that if he keeps digging, he'll find Gus. And in this dialogue, I think it presumes that Gus was potentially involved some way directly with the high-ranking members of the Chilean dictatorship. This is further referenced in the dialogue of Don Eladio later in that episode after Hector shoots and kills Gus's business partner, Max. Don Eladio says to Gus, and as he's lying on the pool deck grieving, that the only reason that Gus is alive and that his partner is not is because Don Eladio knows who Gus is. But he reaffirms to Gus that he is not in Chile anymore. In my opinion, this even further reinforces the mysterious background of Gus's past in Chile, with Gus potentially being so well connected to the Chilean government that Don Eladio would not dare kill him in this situation. I'm really hoping the writers can somehow bring this dialogue from Season 4 of Breaking Bad into Season 4 of Better Call Saul, even if only potentially subtly and not as a major plot point in the coming season. Additionally, relating to this, I think we could potentially see the reemergence of Gale Bedecker in Season 4 of Better Call Saul, which I think would be pretty cool. In the Hermanos episode of Breaking Bad, Gus states that 15 years ago he established a chemistry scholarship at the University of Mexico, which he named after Max, and which Gale was a recipient of in 1999. So with the large number of character revivals in Better Call Saul, from Breaking Bad, including Tuco, Gonzo, No-Doz, Lydia, Francesca, and even Huel, I definitely think there is a huge possibility that we could see Gale Bedecker make a cameo appearance in Season 4 of Better Call Saul.
Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I know Season 4 is not a done deal yet, but I'm really hoping that a deal gets done, and I'm really looking forward to if and when Season 4 of Better Call Saul starts next year. My name's Anton Jackson. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys around.